Hey everybody, it's Eric here. How you been? It's been a while. I know there's movies I could be reviewing. There's the Barbie movie, the nuclear bomb movie, the latest Tom Cruise movie, the creepy hand movie, grabbing the kids movie. I do want to see that movie, but I haven't seen any of them. It's just too damn nice to sit in a movie theater when the weather is gorgeous. I've been spending my summer sitting on my deck, drinking my iced tea, watching the sunset, and dreaming of the day that the Ahsoka series is upon us. And that day has finally come, friends. And I know you want to know what I thought about it. And I'm here to tell you. So yes, Ahsoka, the two-part event. It is the latest and greatest from Kathleen Kennedy. And how this woman still has a job after everything boggles the mind. I'm convinced she must have incriminating and compromising photos of Bobby Iger snuggling with underage nerf herders. All right, so we can all agree that Snips had a very rough start. Pretty shaky start. But over time, I've grown to love her. You guys have grown to love her. She's an awesome character. And Rosario, is it Rosario? Rosario. Miss Dawson does an amazing job as Ahsoka. I think she's perfectly cast. Her eyes. I'm watching this show in like 4K on like an 80-inch screen. Holy shit. Her eyes. They're green, right? And they're just gorgeous. I know they're contacts, right? I don't know. She's great in the character. I mean, she's just awesome. So no problems there. And this show picks up where the Rebels animated series left off. The biggest problem for the show Ahsoka, the live action show, is that two of the main characters from the cartoon, being Hera and Sabine, they're pretty good in the animated series, but they are wooden and lifeless in the live action series. Yeah, I mean, Hera doesn't remind me of the animated character at all, and she's very boring and very flat. And Sabine, we're going to get to her, but holy crap, insufferable, unlikable, immature, another rebellious Disney girl boss. All right, on the positive side is Ray Stevenson. Rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. He is absolutely awesome as this dark Jedi called Balin something that I already forgot. Listen, I'm trusting that you guys saw the show. There's nothing to spoil here, but I'm generally going to talk about what happened, all right? So if you don't want to know anything, I don't even know why you're here. Come back later. All right. So Ray Stevenson, or Balin something, awesome. He's like a more buff Count Dooku. Just great, just awesome. And his apprentice is called Shin Hati. She was a hottie, I'll tell you that. Lucasfilm needs to stop with these bullshit names. They're desperate sounding, and they're very forgettable. Although hottie, she is a hottie. That's not very forgettable. Well, the actress's real name is Ivana Sakno. Okay, sure. Maybe I'll go with hottie. Anyway, she had a real presence about her. She had real piercing eyes. I just believed her as this Jedi apprentice. Intimidating and awesome. Like everything that Reva wasn't, Hati was. So there you go. I'm rooting for these two. All right, this show was written and directed by David Filoni. And of course, David, for many years, was under the tutelage of the master, George Lucas. So I generally trust him with this property. I thought the show looked very cinematic, much more than Obi-Wan and Boba Fett. Andor's okay. But it even looks better than The Mandalorian for the most part. So it looks amazing. And the cinematography, they really were creative with camera angles and the way that the camera shot things. So very good job, very noticeable. And I liked how David let the scenes breathe. When they were good, letting the scenes take their time and breathe was a good thing. When two boring characters were very wooden and reading very wooden dialogue woodenly, you didn't want to let that breathe. You kind of wanted to suffocate that. All right, so I will say this show feels more Star Wars-y than our other Star Wars shows. I mean, the music is great. We get those classic wipes transitioning from one scene to the next. We get big ships just entering in the frame and taking a long time to leave frame if they do. The plot is basically a MacGuffin plot. Our good guys and bad guys are looking for a thing that'll lead to a thing that'll lead to a person. They're both looking for different people. And part 1, Master and Apprentice, it was my favorite of the 2 episodes. I thought it started off very, very strong. We have Ray Stevenson and Miss Hottie. They go aboard the Republic ship, and the commander, the Republic commander, new Republic commander, gets sassy, and these two ain't having it, and they whoop a lot of ass. It reminded me of Darth Vader in Rogue One, whooping that ass. The same thing is here, so I fell in love with both of these characters, and basically they're there to rescue the lady that Ahsoka captured in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and we learned that that lady, her name is Morgan, another bullshit name from Lucasfilm, Morgan. I don't know. Isn't Morgan on Walking Dead or something? I don't know. They rescue Morgan, who is a witch, a witch of Dathomir. Did I pronounce that correctly? I don't know. But it's really cool. So they rescue this evil witch. And, you know, that's a good trio of bad guys that this show has set up. So, yeah, I liked it. Next, the show moved to Ahsoka, and she's like roaming around these like temple ruins, and she's acting like Lara Croft, and she gets down into the puzzle room. I like how she cut a hole in the floor and dropped down. That was pretty cool. Kind of like Selene in Underworld. That's what that reminded me of. And she's got to like solve this puzzle from a video game. I mean, it was cool. The show took its time in showing you this, and I didn't mind that so much. And basically, she's getting the ball, which is our first MacGuffin, this ball, which is some star map. And when she gets to the surface, there are assassin droids that show up, and she whoops them. And it's a pretty good fight. And then those assassin droids try to pull off a Predator move and take her out, you know, with the little timer on there. I don't know. They didn't have that, but they set like a self-destruct, and Ahsoka gets away. So don't you worry. She's not going to die in the first 10 minutes of her show. But then, unfortunately, we meet Hera. And things really slow down in an awkward and bad way. And then we meet Sabine on Lothal. And she's supposed to meet the Kurgan from the Highlander, celebrating something, but she's off being obnoxious. She's on a speeder, listening to rock music. Kind of like Captain Kirk in that first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of. It's very, very cringe. Just a rebel without a clue, misbehaving, and it was pretty dumb. All right, Ahsoka with her ball. She goes to Lothal with her ball and meets up with Sabine, and apparently they have some master and apprentice backstory. Apparently there's a lot of tension from that backstory. I don't really care about any of that. And Ahsoka tells Sabine that, hey, this ball is going to lead us to Ezra, but I need you to use your art skills to figure out how to like open this Rubik's Cube thing up, another puzzle, because it'll do something. But you got to leave it here on my ship. And so what does Sabine do? She steals it and goes to her apartment. And who has arrived on Lothal but Darth Hottie? And she's acting all like Darth Maul. We're getting Darth Maul vibes where she's sending out probes looking for Sabine, and she's going to find Sabine. She's going to steal that ball, and she's going to stab Sabine right in the stomach with her lightsaber. She's going to whoop her ass, and I was cheering. Yeah. Get that Sabine. I don't like her. But like Reva, and unlike Qui-Gon Jinn, Sabine will be just fine. Don't worry. The episode ends, but no problem whatsoever. We know Disney has nerfed lightsabers. And part 2 is called Toil and Trouble. It's not as good as the first episode. And of course, Sabine, yeah, she does wake up in the hospital and she's just fine. And then Ahsoka goes back to her apartment and finds a droid waiting for her, an assassin droid, and like chops off its head and reads its memory and finds out that the bad guys are coming from Corellia. And Sabine and Hera talk a while, and you could basically take a nap for a couple minutes. It is boring. Morgan, our poorly named witch, reads the ball, now that she has the ball, and we get this crazy light show. I don't know why this ball has to create this crazy like light show that's probably like covers 5-6 acres. But yeah, you look at it, it's pretty for a couple minutes, and there you go. Hera and Ahsoka, they go to Corellia to smoke out some of these Imperials and figure out what's going on. Corellia looks a lot better in the Ahsoka show than it did in the theatrical release called Solo, a Star Wars story. And by the way, hashtag Solo lost money. Ahsoka and Corellia, they meet the guy in charge who was one of the doctors in the TV show House. Good TV show. This guy is good in House as like a doctor, but he really sticks out here. He doesn't feel very Star Warsy. What did you guys think? There's an interesting line because the same workers were here when the Empire ruled things, and now they're still here when the New Republic is in charge. And someone said, workers, they don't care about politics. But that was kind of an interesting thing, that there would be the same workers under both regimes. That was interesting. Then we cut back to Sabine, who is talking to the Jedi Temple droid who hangs around with Ahsoka, and we find out that that droid is a much better actor than the actress who plays Sabine. Ahsoka does smoke out these Imperials, and we find out that the Imperials are stealing parts to build a hyperspace ring to go get Thrawn. And Ahsoka then fights Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, but he gets away. And Hera gets in a ship and chases some of these Imperials that are getting away. They do get away, but she places a tracker on their ship before they get away. And in the scene, Chopper is being silly and goofy, but he's still a much better actor than the actress playing Hera. That actress who's playing Hera, she's like dating Ewan McGregor, and right, isn't that it? And she was like the Huntress in Birds of Prey. That was a bad movie, and another bad performance by that actress. We cut back to Lothal, and Sabine cuts her hair so it looks much nicer under her helmet. That's cool. And that's basically the end of Ahsoka, episodes 1 and 2. All right, so in general, I like the show. It's flawed, big time, but it's so much better than the Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian Season 3, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm sure there's other things. It's better than Solo. I liked Rogue One. I liked Season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. And I want to like this. But it's flawed big time. It's got big problems. But I don't know. The whole time I'm asking myself, where is Luke Skywalker? Apparently this takes place between episodes 6 and 7. I feel like Luke Skywalker would be on the scene here doing something. But he's not. So even though I do like this show a little bit, and I'm looking forward to it, I realize that in the end, I'm not sure any of this really matters, because all roads lead to The Last Jedi and Jake Skywalker. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. As always, a like on this video would be greatly appreciated. If you're new here and you're still with me, congratulations. At this point, you might as well subscribe. I mean, you earned it, right? All right, everybody, have a great day, a great week. I will see you soon. And as always, I will see you on the new.